Hello guys, welcome to another session of Maths. Let's look at this problem. So 3 raised to the power 2x plus 3 minus 234 into brackets 3 raised to the power x minus 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. So 3 raised to the power 2x plus 3 minus 234 into bracket 3 raised to the power x minus 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. If you can, pause the video and try. Or let's get started to find out how s is going to be determined from this equation. First, let's write our solution. Now let's bring this equation down here. Here we are going to rewrite this one. We're going to rewrite this one and also rewrite this one. Why are we rewriting it? We want to apply the substitution approach to solve this equation. Before we can do that, we have to rewrite this one. And the motive of doing that to get 3 raised to the power x to be alone. Okay, good. So we are going to rewrite this one and also rewrite this one. So 3 raised to the power x minus 2 can be written as 3 raised to the power x times 3 raised to the power minus 2. And then when we come here, this one too can be written as 3 raised to the power 2x times 3 raised to the power 3. Okay, here 3 raised to the power 3 is 27. And then when you come here, 3 raised to the power minus 2 is 9 raised to the power minus 1. And from the negative index law of indices, 9 raised to the power minus 1 will give us 1 out of 9. 1 out of 9. Okay, so this one can be written as 1 out of 9. Okay. Okay, here we have to eliminate the fraction here. There are two. It's either we multiply it through or by opening the bracket. But first, let's find out if 9 can goes into 234. Okay, so can 9 goes into 234? When you apply the long division, you're gonna get. But I think 9 can goes into 234. 26. 26. Let's find out if it is true. 26 times 9. 9 6 is 54, and then 9 to 18 plus 5, that is 234. So when you open the bracket, this 9 can go into 234, and that is 26. Okay. Okay, good. Here is 3 raised to the power x, and here we were having 3 raised to the power 2x, but when you come here, it's 3 raised to the power x all squared. Yeah, here is so because if you want to do it, we are going to find a variable to replace 3 raised to the power x. Okay, so to make this side and this side to be affected at once, we have to also continue rewriting this one. That is what we're writing this one to get this. Okay, so that when you do the substitution, this side and this side will be affected at once. Okay, now we are going to let a variable replace 3 raised to the power x. Okay, so the variable that we are going to use is u. So we are going to let u be equal to 3 raised to the power x. Okay, so wherever we come to this equation, wherever we find 3 raised to the power x, we just put what? U there. Okay, 27u squared minus 26u minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, when you compare the original equation to this one, you can see that this one is very simple to solve as compared to the original one. Why? Because this one is something that we all know. That is what a quadratic equation, something that we all know, and something that we all know how something of this form is what approached. Okay, so to solve or to get the value of u from this equation, we can use about 3 or 4 different methods to get the value of this to get the value of u from this equation. That is, either we use the graphical approach, the quadratic factorization method, completing square, or what, the quadratic what formula. But here in this video we are going to use the factorization approach. You can use the completing square, you can also use the other one, but in this video we are going to use what, the factorization what approach. Okay, so to use the factorization approach, we are going to find two numbers when sum up will give us what, this 26u here, but when multiply will give the product of the coefficient of u squared and the constant here. So first let's find what the product of what, the coefficient of u squared and the constant. The constant here is -1, and then the coefficient of u squared is what, 27. So 27 times -1 will give us what, -27, right? Good. Now let's find the factors of -27. I think 1 and 1, 1 and 27, and also -1 and then 27, and also -27 and then 1. But which of these, when sum up, will give us this, and but when multiply will give you what, -27? I think it is what, -27 and then what, 1. You know, -27 times 1 will give us what, -27, but -27 plus 1 will give us what, -26u. So we are going to replace this -26u with -27 plus what, 1. Okay, all right. Now you're going to bracket this. So you just put bracket on this and also this and that. So we put bracket on this and also this and then that. Okay, now let's find out what is going to come out. Now here we're having 27u squared, and here we're having 27u. So what is going to come out? 27 is here, and also 27 is also here. So 27 will come out, and then here we're having u squared, and also we're having another u squared here, u here. So u also come out. So in this bracket, 27u is going to come out. Okay, and when 27u comes out, we are going to get u minus 1 to be left in what, the bracket. Now let's come to this one. Here we are having u, and here we are having 1. So what is going to come out? Well, here there is no variable, but here too there is no figure, but we can assume that the coefficient of this u is 1, so 1 will come out. Okay, so when 1 comes out, what will be left in the bracket, it will be u minus 1. Okay, now let's pick the, here we are going to pick this one and this one, then we bracket it, then we multiply by one of these. We just pick one of these and then we multiply by the bracket of this and then this. Okay, Good. So here we're going to equate. Here we are going to equate this one to 0 to find the value of u, and also equate this one to 0 to find the value of what? U. Okay, so let's equate this one to 0. 27u plus 1 is equal to 0. What is the value of u? Well, when you send this one to this side, it will be what? Minus 1. Then we divide both sides by 27. So u will be equal to minus 1 over 27. Minus 1 over 27. So the first value of u from the generated equation is what? 1 over minus 1 over 27. Minus 1 over 27. Now let's equate this one to find out what we are going to get. Okay, u minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we will bring this one to this side, and it is negative. So when you crosses the equal sign, it will be what? Positive. So u is equal to 1. U is equal to 1. Now the values of u from the generated equation is what? Minus 1 over 27 and then 1. But these values are not the values of what the question is what? Requesting. The question says we should find the value of s from that equation and not u. We chose u to help us solve our problem. So if we have gotten the values for u, then we have to turn the u into what? The x, by equating it to what we substituted the u for. Okay, so here, you remember we let u be equal to 3 raised to the power what? X. So we are going to equate each and every one of these values to what? 3 raised to the power what? X, so that we can get the values of what? X. Okay, so but u is equal to 3 raised to the power x. So we are going to first equate 3 raised to the power x to the first value of what? U. That is what? Minus 1 over 27. So 3 raised to the power x equals to minus 1 over 27. Now here, if you want to get the value by applying indices, this one can be written as what? 3 raised to the power minus 3. But you can't tell me the value of x from this equation is equal to minus 3 by exponential equation. No. Why? Because this one, when you write it in this form, you're going to get minus 3 raised to the power minus what? 3. And it's not equal to 3 raised to the power minus x, because here the base is negative. This side, when you use it, the base is what? Negative, and here the base is what? Positive. And when you do it that way, looking at from that angle, I don't know how we are going to make both sides of the equation to be the same in order to equate what? The powers. So what you are going to do here is that I'm just going to take what? Log of both sides. Log of both sides. Okay. Good. Now here we took log with base 3 of both sides. Yeah, we took log 3 of both sides. Log with base 3 of both sides. Yours, you can choose to take log of both sides, natural log of both sides, or log with any base of both sides, provided you can solve it. Here, I chose log with a base of 3 because here the number here is what? 3. So when the base is 3, it's just going to cancel out and to just give me my x without going anywhere further. You know, when you choose a different base, you have to waste another time of dividing it through. So to avoid that step, you have to avoid that step, I took log with a base of 3 of both sides. Okay, so that when we apply the exponent's law of logarithm, the number and the base will just cancel out, and we just get to our what the value of what x. Okay, so here this x here will just come at the back here, and this 3 and this log will just go away, and to be left with what x. So x is equal to log minus 1 over 27 to the base of what 3. But actually this one, when you punch it on calculus, it will give you though it will give you some values, but those values are imaginary, some complex numbers. The numerical value, or the value of what log minus 1 over 27 to the base of 3 is actually what in complex number form, or maybe will give you some imaginary values. Yeah, if you have if you if you have read complex numbers, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this one was not going to give us any it's just going to give us some complex numbers. When we put it into the equation to be something also, we're just going to ignore this solution. We're just going to ignore this one. We will not use it. We're just going to ignore it because of what the complex or the imaginary values. Yeah, we're just going to ignore this one. We will not use it. So s is equal to minus 1 over 27 log minus 1 over 27 to the base of 3 is what ignored. We are not just going to consider it as part of what the values of what x. No, we are just going to use, because when we put into the equation, I think it will be something else, so we will not consider this one. Okay, so let's compare the other one also. We're just going to ignore it. Let's compare the other one also. Or 3 raised to the power minus 1 is 3 raised to the power x is equal to 1. Here we can apply indices to find the value of what x. Why? Because this one here, any number or any variable divided by any number or any variable raised to the power 0 is what 1. Okay, so this one here can be written as what 3 raised to the power 0. Okay, so 3 raised to the power x equals 3 raised to the power 0, and by exponential equation x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. This solution is going to be considered, or is going to be considered, because when we put this one into the equation, actually it will make both left and right hand side of the equation to be the same, as compared to unlike the first one that we had. So the actual solution to the original equation is what x is equal to 0, and not x is equal to minus 1 over 27 log minus 1 over 27 to the base of 3. Okay, so that one is ignored, but this one is going to be what considered. So the value of x from the original equation is what 0, 0, 0. Therefore x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. Alright, that's it, guys. Please, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching.